2 engines, roughly 870,000 trucks and SUVs. 2 live federal recalls, one where Toyota has already replaced more than 70,000 engines and is still finding more trucks to add, and one where the government has opened an investigation into whether GM's fix even works. If you're shopping for a used Toyota Tundra, a Lexus LX, or any GM truck with the 6.2, Silverado, Sierra, Tahoe, Yukon, Escalade, the difference between a great deal and a 5-figure mistake comes down to about 10 minutes of checking that almost no buyer does. This video is those 10 minutes, not the disaster story. I've made those videos, they're linked at the end. This is the buyer's playbook, exactly how to check any specific truck by its VIN, the one piece of paper you demand before money moves, and the negotiation scripts for both directions. Because here's the twist we're building to. Handled right, these recalls can work for you. 3 things planted. 1. There's a single line on a dealer repair order that tells you whether you're looking at a $30,000 truck or a $30,000 problem. I'll show you exactly what it says and where to find it. 2. The safest used 6.2 on the lot might genuinely be the one that already had its engine fail, and by the end you'll understand why that's not a joke. 3. There's a trick involving the oil filter that smart buyers pull before money changes hands, borrowed straight from racing and aviation, and it takes one cheap tool. All 3 coming. Ground rules, because recall content is where sloppy channels do real damage. Every campaign gets its federal number on screen. You can pull every document yourself. Defect rates are manufacturer estimates, and I'll flag the difference between an estimate and a measured fact every time. Lawsuit material gets labeled as allegations, because that's what it is. Nothing's been decided. Costs are estimates with sources, and everything here is current as of recording July 2026. Both of these campaigns are still moving, so the pinned comment is your update feed. Let's decode the recalls. Toyota first. The engine, Toyota's V35A, the 3.4 twin-turbo V6 in the current Tundra, and Lexus LX. The problem, per Toyota's own federal filings, machining debris, metal shavings, left inside some engine blocks during production. That debris can reach the main bearings, and under sustained load the bearing wears, the engine knocks, and in the worst case, the truck loses power entirely. At highway speed, that's why it's a safety recall and not a service bulletin. Now, the part most coverage gets wrong. This is not one recall. It's 3, stacking. Campaign 1, May 2024, Federal Number 24-5-381, about 102,000 vehicles, 22 and 23 Tundras and Lexus LX 600s. The remedy for this group is the headline, Complete Engine Replacement. Not a repair, a new long block, both turbos included, 13 to 21 labor hours, roughly 2 shop days once the engine arrives. Campaign 2, November 2025, 25 V767, about 127,000 more, extending into 2024 models and adding the Lexus GX 550 for the first time. Campaign 3, May of this year, 26 V320, roughly 43,500 2024 Tundras built at the Alabama plant. Total population, north of 270,000 vehicles. 2 facts every shopper needs. First, the hybrid, the iForce Max, is not in any of these campaigns. Gas only. If someone tells you the hybrid's recalled too, that's false as of today. Second, Toyota introduced an improved main bearing around July 2024. Trucks built after that, and every replacement engine, carry the updated part and sit outside the recall population. And so, you know what failure actually sounds like on this engine from the filings and owner reports. It typically announces itself, a knock or unusual rattle from the bottom of the engine, sometimes rough running, a check engine light, and in the reported worst cases, loss of power while driving. It is rarely silent right up until the end, which is exactly why the cold start listen later in this video earns its spot. On a bearing problem, the first 30 seconds of a cold morning is when the engine tells the truth. But here's the wrinkle that created a 2-tier used market, and I'll label the analysis as analysis. For Campaign 1, everyone gets a new engine. For the newer campaigns, Toyota built a different remedy, a software-based inspection using the truck's own drive data to evaluate that number one main bearing. If the software can't clear the bearing, new engine, free. If it passes, no replacement, truck goes home. Per an NHTSA update this June, as reported by multiple outlets, more than 70,000 engines have been replaced so far, after long waits and backlogs owners have documented at length. And trade publications report the software-cleared trucks are taking a real hit at trade-in. One outlet reports up to $9,500 of value erased versus replaced engine trucks, with some dealers allegedly avoiding software-cleared units. That's reported, not settled. But it tells you the market is already pricing the difference between the two pieces of paper. Remember that. It's the whole game later. One honesty note on scale. Toyota's filing literally states it cannot estimate what percentage of these engines actually have the defect. The 1% figure in the federal database is a required placeholder, not a measurement. Through last October, about 2,600 warranty claims and 300 field reports across the whole population. Serious, real, worth every step of this video, and still a minority of engines. Both things are true. Now, the 6.2. Federal number 25-5-274, filed April 2025. 597,571 vehicles. 2021 through 2024. Silverado, 1,500. Tahoe, Suburban, Sierra, 1,500. Yukon, Yukon XL, Escalade. Every truck with the L8762-liter V8 built from March 2021 through May 31, 2024. The defect, straight from GM's filing, sediment contamination on connecting rods and crankshaft oil galleries, plus crankshafts machined out of specification. Translation: rod bearings that can fail, and when a rod bearing fails, the engine can quit moving the truck. GM reviewed over 28,000 field complaints, more than 14,000 alleging loss of propulsion, before filing. GM's defect estimate: 3%. Roughly 18,000 engines. Estimate, not measurement. But GM's own number, on a federal form. The remedy is a fork, and which branch a used truck took matters enormously to you as a buyer. Every recalled truck gets a dealer inspection, an actual instrumented listen to the engine's rotating assembly. Engines that pass, the dealer changes the oil from 0W20 to 0W40, fits a new oil cap and a manual insert, and critically, GM attaches a 10-year, 150,000-mile special coverage on the engine, program number N252494003. Engines that fail inspection, replacement engine, remanufactured. GM has confirmed, not factory new, with the same 10-year coverage. As of GM's third-quarter report last year, about 38% of the population had been through the remedy, meaning most of the used 6.2s you'll shop are still unremedied. Leverage. Hold that thought. And now the part that makes this a live story, stated with the care it requires. In January, NHTSA opened investigation RQ-26-001, a recall query into whether GM's remedy is adequate, after 36 owner reports of engines failing after the recall fix was completed, spanning both the oil switch remedy and full replacements. 36 reports out of hundreds of thousands remedied is a small number. A federal probe into the fix itself is a big deal. Outcome: unknown. Separately, investigation EA-25-007 is evaluating whether roughly 286,000 2019 and 2020 trucks currently outside the recall should be added. Also unknown. What that means for you, honestly, this recall's borders may still move in both directions, and the class actions, 11-plus suits consolidated in federal court in Michigan, a 389-page complaint, GM moving to dismiss last month, are allegations, unresolved, and I'll leave them exactly there. Model year 2025 and newer, built after GM's manufacturing fix, not in the current recall. The precise, honest phrasing, not currently recalled, which is not the same sentence as proven immune, and the open investigations are why I'm keeping those words separate. Open Loop 2, paid. Why the truck that already blew up might be the best one on the lot. Walk the logic. A 2023 6.2 Tahoe, whose engine failed and got replaced under recall, now has a remanufactured engine with fresh bearings, installed by a franchised dealer on GM's dime, wearing a documented 10-year, 150,000-mile engine warranty. The truck parked next to it with the original engine that passed inspection has its factory internals, the thicker oil, the same warranty on paper, and a remedy the federal government is actively reviewing. And the third truck, with the recall still open, has nothing done yet and a discount you're about to negotiate. Same story on the Toyota side, sharper. A Tundra, with a documented replacement engine, is carrying a brand new long block with the improved bearing design. The engine's odometer effectively reset to zero at Toyota's expense, while the software-cleared truck keeps its original bottom end and, per those trade reports, eats the depreciation. Here's the legal fact that makes the whole strategy work, and it surprises almost everyone. Recalls attached to the VIN, not the owner. Federal law, and I'll put the citation on screen, makes safety recall repairs free for vehicles up to 15 years old, no matter how many owners the truck has had, no warranty required. Buy a truck with the recall open, and the free fix transfers to you automatically. An open recall isn't a deal breaker. It's a to-do list item with a dollar value. And in a negotiation, everything with a dollar value is leverage. Why the title says $10,000. Sources on screen, all estimates, and one crucial distinction. These are the out-of-warranty retail stakes, what buying wrong eventually costs, not what anyone pays under recall, which is zero. The GM side is well documented. A new L87 crate long block retails around $7,000 to $9,000. Replacement runs around 18 shop hours, and installed retail quotes land roughly $9,000 to $13,000. The Toyota side is wilder. The V35A is so new there's no aftermarket crate market at all, no rebuilt units on the shelf, and the out-of-warranty quotes owners have posted run from $20,000 up past $30,000. I'll label those clearly. Forum-documented anecdotes, not published book rates, because no book rate exists yet. But the direction is unambiguous. For the twin-turbo Toyota, $10,000 isn't the scary number, it's the optimistic one. That asymmetry, free under recall 5 figures outside it, is why the paperwork you're about to learn to demand is worth more than any option package on the window sticker. One more contrast worth your attention, analysis clearly labeled, the coverage behind each fix. GM's remedy, pass or fail, comes with that 10-year, 150,000-mile engine coverage, in writing, program number and all. Toyota's replacement engine, as best the record shows, inherits the remainder of the standard 5-year, 60,000-mile powertrain warranty, with a 12-month floor if you're near the end. Brand new engine, standard clock. That doesn't change which truck to buy, but it changes what questions you ask, and on a Toyota, it makes the engine serial number and the install date on that RO matter twice. Once for proof, once for the warranty math. But wouldn't somebody have fixed it by now? Here's the uncomfortable data. The Consumer Federation of America estimates 25 to 30% of recalled vehicles never get repaired. Around 70 million vehicles on American roads with open recalls right now. And the legal gap that shocks people. Federal law forbids selling a new car with an open recall, and does not forbid selling a used one. In most states, a dealer can legally retail that 6.2 with the recall untouched and never mention it. One state, New Jersey, just started requiring used dealer disclosure this month, and that's the exception proving the rule. Nobody is checking for you. The buyer who checks is the whole system. That's you, in about 30 seconds. The full walk-around this video plugs into the 6-station used car inspection, the test drive checklist, and the negotiation playbook with the out-the-door email templates, is the used car inspection Bible inside the complete driver's defense kit. 82 pages, 9 guides, $39. First link in the description. Today's VIN check is one station of 6. The other 5 have saved buyers from everything else. Phone out. Here's the exact sequence, in order, usable standing next to the truck. Step 1. The VIN, windshield base, driver's side, or the door jamb sticker. Photograph it. Step 2. NHTSA.gov/recalls. Type the VIN. Free, official, 20 seconds. Now, the critical limit almost nobody explains. This tool shows open, unfixed recalls only. If the truck has an unrepaired campaign, it appears that's your leverage, screenshot it. But a result of 0 open recalls is ambiguous. It means either this VIN was never affected, or it was affected and already fixed. And the tool won't tell you which. 0 is the beginning of the check, not the end. Also know there's a lag. A fix done last week may still show open. Paper beats database. Step 3. The manufacturer's own lookup. Toyota owners or the GM owner center. Same VIN, brand side status. Then the move that costs nothing and outranks every website. Call any franchise dealer of that brand, give the VIN, and say these exact words. Can you tell me the recall completion status and any open campaigns on this VIN? And can you pull the service history? Dealers can see what public tools can't. Which campaign, when completed, what was done. Step 4. Open Loop 1, paid. The line on the repair order. If the seller claims the recall's been handled, your answer is 4 words. Show me the RO. The repair order. And here's exactly what you're reading for. On a Toyota, a line showing engine assembly replacement under the campaign number and the new engine's serial number recorded on the document. That line is the difference between brand new long block and software said it's probably fine. On a GM, which fork? Either inspection passed, oil changed to 0W40 with the special coverage noted, or engine replaced under the campaign. And one more GM detail that separates careful sellers from careless ones. Every oil change after the remedy must show 0W40. A post-remedy invoice showing 0W20 means someone undid the fix at the first quick lube. Red flag on the maintenance, red flag on the seller. No paperwork at all. Then, as far as your wallet's concerned, the work didn't happen. Price accordingly or walk. Step 5. The physical check. And Loop 3, paid. Cold start. Arrive before they've warmed it. Ask them not to. Listen at the front of the engine in the first 30 seconds for a deep knock or growl that fades as oil pressure builds. That's the classic bearing voice, and it's a walk-away, not a negotiation. Then, on any truck you're serious about, pre-purchase inspection with an oil sample for analysis, about $40 at the famous lab, and ask the shop to cut open the oil filter. This is the racing and aviation trick. A proper filter cutter, never a saw, which adds its own metal, opens the can, and the pleats get spread under a light. A few glitter-fine specks. Normal life. Visible metal flakes, bearing material. On an engine this recall exists for. The truck has told you everything for the price of a filter. Walk-away triggers, complete list, cold knock, flakes in the filter, no remedy paperwork on a claimed fix, wrong oil after a GM remedy, and any seller who gets cagey when you say the letters RO. Now turn everything into money. 3 scenarios, 3 scripts. Scenario 1. Recall open, nothing done. Your script. This VIN shows campaign 25-V-274 open. The fix is free to me, but it's a dealer appointment, possibly a parts wait. Owners have documented months of backlog, and until it's done, I'm driving the risk. I need that reflected in the price. You're not inventing leverage, you're pricing documented hassle. On a Toyota, where the open campaign could end in an engine replacement, the wait is longer and the discount argument is stronger. Scenario 2. Remedy done, engine replaced, paperwork in hand. Now the seller has the leverage, and honestly, if the price is fair, this is the truck to want. Newest engine, longest coverage. Your script flips to verification. Show me the RO with the engine serial, and for the GM, written confirmation of the N252494 special coverage. If they want the premium, they fund it with paper. Scenario 3, the GM that passed inspection, or the Toyota the software cleared. The honest middle. Script, the remedy's documented, good. You know the government is reviewing whether this fix holds up, and the trade press says these trucks are discounting against replaced engine trucks. I'm pricing it between an untouched truck and a new engine truck, because that's exactly what it is. Firm, factual, and every sentence in it is sourced. And in all three, the 10-year GM coverage and the recall rights transfer with the VIN, you inherit them. Get the coverage confirmation in writing at purchase. Owner forums report some service desks needed the program number pointed out. Now you have it. Use it. Myth kill. 6 rounds. Myth. All of these engines fail. Kill. The manufacturer's own estimates are 1%, a placeholder, honestly, and 3%. Hundreds of thousands of these trucks will live long, boring lives. The recall is about which ones, and paperwork is how you find out. Myth. Recall completed means nothing can ever go wrong. Kill. The federal government is literally investigating 36 post-fix failures right now. Completed remedy plus the 10-year coverage is the strongest position available. It is not a force field. Myth. The website says 0 open recalls, so the truck is clean. Kill. 0 means never affected or already fixed, and the tool can't tell you which. Only the RO can. Myth. The switch to thicker oil proves GM knows every engine is doomed. Kill. It's a preventive measure for an estimated 3% defect population paired with a decade of warranty. Read it as insurance, not confession. Myth. The Tundra hybrid is recalled too. Kill. The I-Force Max is excluded from every campaign to date. Gas engines only. Myth. You can't get someone else's recall fixed. Kill. Recalls follow the VIN, not the owner. The free repair is yours the day the title is. For any truck under 15 years old. Clinic. The exact questions from the truck forums. Is a 2022 Tundra safe to buy now? With a documented replacement engine, it's arguably the best case Tundra, new long block, improved bearing, paper trail. With the recall open, buy the discount, book the fix, expect a wait. The only 2022 I'd walk from is the one where the seller can't or won't show what happened. Does a new engine make the truck worth more? The market's already answering yes. That reported $9,500 gap between replaced and software-cleared trucks. As a buyer, pay a fair premium for documented replacement, never a premium for a verbal one. And know the ceiling. A new engine resets the engine, not the truck. Transmission, suspension, and the rest of the inspection stations still apply at full strength. The 6.2 passed inspection. Can I trust it? Trust is the wrong frame. Position is the right one. You hold original internals, thicker oil, and a 10-year, 150,000-mile engine warranty. Genuinely strong protection. Keep every oil change on 0W40, keep every receipt, and that warranty is your backstop while the federal review plays out. Is the 0W40 switch bad for the engine? No credible evidence says so. It's a heavier protective film for bearings. The same viscosity family sports cars run from the factory. The honest cost is a possible sliver of fuel economy. What is bad? Going back to the old viscosity and voiding the logic of the remedy. Should I just buy the 5.3 instead? The 5.3L84 dodges this recall and walks straight into the lifter conversation from my engines video with its own active litigation. There's no free lunch in this generation of GM V8s. There's only knowing which risk you're buying and what paper covers it. The dealer says no open recalls. Is that enough? It's 1/3 of enough. That statement plus the completion history plus the RO is enough. A dealer who'll say the first sentence but not produce the other two is answering a different question than the one you asked. The recall was done, but the seller has no paperwork. The fix itself is probably real. Call the servicing dealer with the VIN, and they can confirm and often reprint the history. But a seller with no records on a 5-figure engine event usually has no records on anything else either. Verify the recall, then judge the whole truck by that standard. How should I price a Tahoe with the recall still open? Stack the components. The market discount for uncertainty, your time for the dealer visit, and the backlog risk. Then remember you're buying a free remanufactured engine or warranty outcome either way. Open recall trucks are where the deals live for buyers who've watched this video, because every other buyer is scared of exactly the thing you now know how to handle. I already own one of these trucks. What now? Same check, different stakes. Run your VIN tonight. If a campaign's open, book it. The fix and the paper trail cost you nothing and protect your resale. If you're in the Toyota Software Inspection Group, keep every record of the inspection outcome. If you're GM post-remedy, 0W40 at every change, receipts forever, and get that special coverage confirmed in writing before you need it. And on either truck, new knock, new tick, sudden oil pressure or check engine light, dealer, not quick lube, and say the word recall when you call. Can a private seller just refuse to deal with the recall before selling? Legally, in most states, yes. Used sales don't require the fix or even disclosure. But that refusal costs them, not you. The free repair transfers with the VIN the moment you own it, which means their unhandled recall is simply your documented discount. The seller who says, "That recall stuff isn't my problem," has just told you two things. The price needs adjusting, and you now know exactly how they maintain the truck. Won't these recalls tank resale on every one of these trucks forever? Analysis, honestly labeled. History says no. Recalls fade from memory once populations get remedied. What persists is the paper divide. Trucks with documented remedies and coverage track normal depreciation. Trucks with mystery status eat the discount indefinitely. 5 years from now, the question won't be, is it a recall truck? They almost all are. It'll be, which piece of paper does it have? Buy accordingly and keep every page. Do lemon law buyback trucks end up back on the market? Yes, legally, with a branded title in most states. A buyback brand isn't automatically a walkaway. The defect was often repaired under manufacturer supervision, but it prices lower forever, and it must be disclosed. The check is the same as everything today. What does the paper say, and does the price match the paper? One breath, the whole check. 2 recalls, numbers on screen. Toyota, 24-V-381, 25-V-767, 26-V-320. Hybrids excluded. Engine replacement or software clearance. GM 25-V-274. Inspection, then 0-W-40 or a Riemann engine, both with 10-year 150K coverage. Federal review of the fix ongoing. The check, VIN into NHTSA.gov/recalls. Open recall equals leverage, 0 equals keep digging. Manufacturer lookup, then a dealer call. Completion status, open campaigns, service history. Claimed fix, show me the RO. Engine serial on the Toyota. Pass or replace on the GM, 0W40 on every oil change after. Cold start listen, $40 oil analysis. Cut the filter, flakes walk. Negotiate. Open recall discounts. Documented new engine earns its premium. Software cleared prices in between. Free fix follows the VIN for 15 years. And the meta rule over all of it. No paperwork, no benefit of the doubt. That checklist rides in the used car inspection Bible with the other 5 stations and the negotiation email templates. Driver's defense kit, $39. First link below. One recall caught before purchase pays for it 200 times over. 870,000 trucks, and the entire difference between the deals and the disasters is 10 minutes and 1 piece of paper. Now you're the buyer who asks for it, and sellers can tell the difference the moment you do. Now you know what they know. Drive smart out there.